Hey guys, just doing a quick, hopefully a quick vid. Man, phew, where do I start? I'm in a little town. I'm not too far off from a destination to visit people, friends. I'm in New South Wales. Can't even remember the town I'm in right now. And so, there's so many lessons here. So, I don't normally try to drive at night. Um, but so what happened is, sorry, that light, it's really not appealing. Anyway, um, I reached one town and I couldn't seem to find a spot and stuff, and I thought, oh, looks like a few camp spots in this town. 100 k's away, I'm like, might have to drive in the dark a little bit. Anyway, so Wiki Camps through Google Maps takes me back country, high country. It takes me through winding roads up hills, and I'm climbing massive mountains, like pretty cool scenery, and smelling the rain. It was raining too. And so around these spots, they have these big, like washouts. So on the road, so what happens is when it floods, all these rivers or creeks flood, it just goes straight through the road, and you kind of drive through water. And everyone kind of has a full drive, and I have a van in these parts. So I'm like, oh man, like it's getting dark, hard to see. And I'm like, oh, I hope I don't get stuck in these floodouts. And I'm navigating through these winding paths up mountains, and every which way. And anyway, I come to a big with like a big one of these washouts, and I came in way too heavy. I was coming in. I was rappelling in on that hot LZ with machine guns blazing. You know what I mean? Maybe you don't. Anyway, I'm flying into this trench, and I'm like, oh, too fast, through the water, and and it's getting dark, and then I hear like a clunk right at the end. Oh, you're gonna love this. So I come out of it, and I hear scraping, and I'm like, oh, no good. No good. I'm thinking, oh, I'm praying. I'm like, oh God, please, please. I'm thinking, my exhaust. It's my exhaust. It must be my exhaust. The car's still running, so then I'm driving with the scraping going on, and I stop into like a farmer's gate drive-through, and I'm like, oh, here we go. Switch off the car. I get out, and oh man, yeah. What it was is the back of my van, where the spare tire sits underneath. There's this like metal cage, and that's come out, and it's pretty solid. It's pretty looks medieval. Looks. Anyway, I'm like, oh man, and the spare's gone. The spare's just gone in some river somewhere. Anyway, so I've lost my spare, and I just did it back up, and I'm like, oh, thank you God. I mean, now I don't have a spare, and it was interesting because I did I did cross my mind, like we do get warned of this stuff where it was like, have a look at your spare. And I'm thinking, because that there's like a hook thing, and that's obviously come off, and boom, the spare's gone, and the cage is just scraping. Almost couldn't have been a better scenario considering what I was hearing. Um, so now I'm gonna have to get a new spare. And then I'm driving, and earlier on in the day, I seen a echidna on the side of the road. You don't want to hit an echidna. For one, you kill a poor creature, and two, you'll flatten your tires, like And when you don't have a spare, and you're in some high country in the dark, and it's raining, yeah, it can become very dangerous very quickly. So finally made it into this town, and one of the spots is like fenced off, and then I try to find another spot, and I don't know. I can't see enough. It's really dark. I don't have the best. The van lights aren't the best. They're halogen, but and so I come to this other spot, and it's like getting all boggy and stuff. And then I see like a gate, and I see like one caravan there's like a river, and I hardly see the river. It's all dark, and I'm like, how do you get in there? And it's like a closed gate. But now I just literally just stopped in a field, eh? So I'll wake up tomorrow and face the day then. But yeah, lesson learned: don't rush, don't risk it. Sometimes yeah, pretty funny. So yeah, finally settled down. I'm gonna cook some pork chops. Whew, man, that was hectic. So yeah, wonder what I'll title title this video. But yeah, I'm not far from my destination. Um, Heading towards more Queensland border of up north, kind of New South Wales kind of thing. Yeah, just kind of ticking off the destinations, the towns each day. So I should arrive in my destination tomorrow. Thanks, guys, for following me and stuff. But yeah, a little bit of an update, a little bit of an update, man. Yeah, they had me clutching my cheeks. Another story too. Can't believe I didn't even mention this. So where I came from. So there's this really amazing godly family in Parks that I knew they were there, or they at least had business there at one point, like they were living there or doing stuff there. Really amazing family. Like, there's so much, I could say good things about them. And so what happened is I'm heading towards Parks. This is yesterday, and I'm like, I rang another couple that knew them, but they've been out, for different reasons. They haven't really spoken to them regularly. I go, they still in Parks? Thinking, should I contact them and stuff? And for some reason, I'm thinking, they're probably not even in Parks anymore. So I'm driving through Parks, and no kidding, I see the dad with some of his kids. And obviously, I don't like to name drop. That's why I, don't say too much. This is YouTube. And I yell out his name, and I'm like, "Hey, man!" I see him on the side of the road. I was driving through town. I wasn't going to keep driving through town. All that. It was very much a God thing. It was meant to happen. Anyway, I stop, and we had a coffee, and he's like, "Stay over my house tonight." And oh man, his kid's amazing, and it's just awesome. It felt like I had been teleported into some environment. It really was, and the house is amazing where they're staying and all that. Really, really, I was shocked, and I'm showing all the kids my stuff, and I gave them some gifts, and I like to do that. I don't like to just, even though I'm a real treasure hoarder, I don't really like to keep it all to myself. It was really cool. Got to chat with him, just where God's taken me and what's happening, and yeah, and so refreshing. Had a shower, got my laundry done. Especially in my scenario, you're always hustling to get a shower and laundry and all that, and you kind of have to. Yeah, pretty exciting. So that happened. And he's like, "Stay here anytime when you come through and visit us," and so cool. It's really a part of what God's doing with me on my traveling. Oh yeah, and so he said we literally were in hospital. One of his daughters had like an ear infection. She had a cold, nothing too serious, just they were waiting in a hospital. And he goes, literally, we were only here for that brief moment. You would have been able to spot us like you did, and he knew it too. He's like, yeah, this is a real God thing, and they're really dear friends. How cool's that? Oh man, and I had it in my head. I was like, maybe they are here, maybe they're not. And I just really, the chance of me running in, driving in town at that time, him being right there, and he was telling me those chances, and he's like, yeah, it's a God thing. It was meant to be, and yeah, it was really cool. I showed the kids my whip cracking, yeah, little gifts, stories. Really, one thing I'll say about this family, I have not met anyone that has raised, they got like 7 kids better than this couple. Again, I'm not telling you who they are, and some people might know them, but but it's amazing just how not only happy individual, smart, healthy kids, but the dad is a real mix of not only is he a godly man that knows God, and the mum, but they really have a really healthy balance with how they raise their kids. Exposure, but not where it ruins their kids or traumatizes their kids. Like if they say no to their kids or kid, they'll explain it. Their kids are real got confidence with them. With the kids are very confident, very individual. Each kid's very individual. I've literally never seen the kids. Like, it was crazy because since last time I seen them, the kid that was a baby is now like a little talking boy. I'm trying to get this right. And then there was an extra kid that came through, grew up. Why came through? Grew up. Why I haven't known him, so I haven't seen him since. Might have been 5 years. Yeah, 5 years. And it was really sweet. Oh man, one of his daughters. They're all sweet kids, but she I go, do you remember me? And she's like, yeah, I remember. And it was literally last time I saw him, and she remembered it and all that because I remembered the last time I saw him. She goes, you're teaching us. I was teaching them how to make paint out of certain rocks and stuff, and I was painting their faces and stuff, which is pretty cool. Probably should do that one day for a video. And they loved it, and I knew they loved it, and that's who I am. And it was really cool. And the dad told me, he goes, I need to tell you this. When he was putting the son to bed, the little boy, one of the little boys, again, I'm not name dropping and all that, and the little boy goes to the dad, he goes, Boris is really cool, man, and he's like so excited about me and stuff, and they really loved me, but that, I'm not surprised because that's who I am, and I was telling him how I'm the guy I wanted that I didn't have in a lot of ways. I want to be like that cool kind of big brother, adventurous, wild guy, and he was really he could really see that, and he loved that, and yeah, the kids all loved it, and it was a short time, but it wasn't quantity, it was quality, and that's something I really learnt along the way. It's quality, not quantity. Yeah, so yeah, that amazing, really amazing. And just even if you take it down to the raw, just the hospitality, it means a lot to someone in my situation. And they got to have someone that not only brought physical gifts, which I love that, spreading treasure and all that and connecting, like this mysterious guy that comes out of nowhere and he's like, and yeah, what was I gonna say? Um, oh, yeah, especially me with certain gifts. Like I'll have the right gifts for the right people at times. Not always, but at times. Um, but the greatest gifts I carry are spiritual. And even with kids, Um, but yeah, I hope you're enjoying this. I hope, um, yeah, please keep following me, guys. Thank you for so many people that remember me, and um, I guess I am a traveler, and don't think I'm just leaving yous and I don't care. I remember a lot of people, and I think about a lot of people in different ways. And thanks, guys.